How do you turn a negative into a positive? Welcome to Role Model Business, a podcast to help you grow your business, especially in the martial arts world. I'm AJ Klingerman, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, obsessed with helping you build your business and your community.
And I'm Jennifer Risser, also Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, here to learn right along with you. Okay, so we're doing reframing today is what I heard.
We're doing reframing. We're coming to you from the comfort of our hotel room in Michigan.
Oopsies. There wasn't even a place to sit other than the bed.
Yes, yeah. It's a pretty small room, but
there's one chair.
Cozy. See? That's what I'm talking about, right? A small room is cozy.
Well, okay, so tell us what you've been talking about, because we've been talking about it, but we also just started the podcast.
Very true, very true. Okay, so at camp just last week, we do a mastermind, and we kind of started talking about other gyms in people's area, talking trash about them and putting out their own marketing that was kind of trying to tear them down. And so I thought this would be a good opportunity to talk about that. And, you know, when people say bad things about you, kind of turning that into a positive. So one of the examples was, come to our gym because our head women's coach actually competes. Don't go somewhere else where the head coach doesn't compete. And my advice for that was, okay, use that in your favor. Say something to the effect of, come to a place where our head women's coach is focused on you and not herself. That she's helping to build you as a competitor and not be,
focused on herself.
Focused on herself, yeah. So just kind of things like that. So that's the kind of thing we're talking about. Another thing that was kind of being used that I was told about in this mastermind is the head black belt is a big dude. So they're like, come to our gym where our instructors are in shape and blah, 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 right? Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, turn it into a positive. This is all bodies are for jiu-jitsu kind of vibe.
Yeah, I really like that.
So, I'm sure there have been times when, people have said things about you, and just find ways to turn that into a positive. So let's just talk about some other companies or other ideas. One thing that came to my mind when we were talking about the room being cozy is when we were in Hawaii and we were doing the sugar plantation tubing. And they were like, you cannot say the water is cold.
You had to say it was brisk.
Brisk, yeah. You could say it's refreshing. But you couldn't say it was cold, right?
Even in talking to us, they were talking about the reviews. In your review, you say refreshing, you say brisk.
Yeah, so they were guiding us to not go online and be like, the water is insanely cold.
They control that anyway.
Right, but people might not come if people heard that it was so cold. So giving it a spin made you want to go still.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I was also thinking about when we were driving here, Chipotle, they charge for their guac, right? You can get free guac at Qdoba, yeah. But at Chipotle, it's $3.50 or something.
That's insane.
It's insane. But their marketing is, you're worth it, right? You should splurge on this because you're worth it.
That makes sense. And when their guac was actually good, that was pretty good advertising.
Their guac was worth it then.
Yeah.
Not so much
These
anymore.
days, they're rough.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got? Do you have other examples?
Yeah. Oh, there's an apartment complex right off the interstate in our town in Indianapolis. And, you could kind of think of that as a negative, right off the interstate, it's probably loud, whatever. But their marketing was, if you lived here, you'd be home by now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I thought that was good. So just kind of things like that. You can even, I don't remember if it was last year or been a couple of years, Reese cups. They do the holiday ones, right? So they did trees, but they were all misprinted basically. I know it's not the right word, but they were stamped wrong basically. And so none of them looked like trees. And so then they just started a campaign that was I love them anyway. I don't care what they look like, they're delicious, So, kind of owning, all right, these don't look like what they were supposed to look like, but they're still delicious.
Fun fact, holiday Reese cups, not gluten-free. Pull it together, Reese's.
Yeah. So normal Reese cups I can have, but any of the shapes are not for me.
Rude.
So rude. So can you think of any ideas like that?
Yeah, so Heinz 57 did one a while ago that was like something about like it took so long to get it out of the bottle, but it was worth it. Do you remember that?
Yeah. It was like their ketchup because it's like slow to pour or whatever, and they're just like good things come to those who wait kind of vibe. So yeah, things like that. So this is going to be a fairly quick episode, but I just want you to take the time to think when people are talking trash about you, one, it's because you're making waves, right? But also, how can you turn that into a positive? How can that be good for your marketing rather than something that is a negative?
It's good advice for life, honestly.
It really is.
You know, we're on vacation right now, and it turns out Canada's on fire, and we have been doing camp, so we didn't know that. Yeah. So it turns out it's been a little smoky. The good news is that it has kind of cleared for us, but a concert we were going to go to got canceled, and so we could have been really bummed about it. We could have felt like our trip was ruined. Instead, we bought every Christmas thing that's ever existed.
Yeah, we just went shopping because that was an indoor activity.
Yeah.
Did we spend more that way? Maybe, but we
That's
had a
the
great
gay
time.
agenda.
Yes.
Yeah, so I just think that's really good life advice too. It's great marketing advice, but it's also good just life advice.
It is good life advice. And, just in general, like, I try to think if I wouldn't ask their opinion, I'm not going to value it. So, when these other women were talking about feeling really down and beat down about these other gyms talking trash about them, I just want to say, like, would you go and ask them their opinion on you not competing or on your, head black belt being a super heavyweight or whatever? Like, would you ask their opinion? Because if you wouldn't ask for it, don't respect it.
That's really good advice. And I know this isn't Beauty and the Gi, this is a business podcast, but jiu-jitsu people, we have to do better. It's insane how much we see this. We had a recent-ish gym breakup where we kicked a couple people out, a couple other people chose to leave, and in the trash talking is insane. We have really tried to rise above it, not really say anything, just do our best to kind of move on and just, let it go, let it pass. And not everybody feels that way, and it's just a real shame because, there aren't that many people that do jiu-jitsu. There aren't that many women that do jiu-jitsu. There aren't that many high-ranking women that do jiu-jitsu. And as you start narrowing those things, it's like, we have to do better for ourselves and for our communities. Even the old affiliation we came from, it was us versus them. And I just don't know why it has to be that way.
Yeah, I don't either. I think that happens in a lot of areas too. I feel sometimes like we think we're the only ones going through it, right? That all the other communities get along, but ours somehow it doesn't. And I think that's often not true. Chewy was just talking recently on one of his podcasts about these other gyms talking trash about him and saying he was bad at jiu-jitsu and saying that he was just in it for marketing and for money and clout and all of that, so everybody goes through it. And you're right, we need to do better. We're a community. We don't have to be rivals. We could be fun rivals if it was, fun banter, but that's not what it ends up being. It's somehow people think that the only way to level up is to tear other people down. And I just do not think that's true.
Rising tide.
Rising tide. We raise all ships, and yeah.
Even if you try to sink cars.
Yep.
So. Also, it's hilarious that someone tried to be like, Chewy's bad at jiu-jitsu. That man has more documented jiu-jitsu than almost anyone on the planet.
For real. And the one story he was talking about, that person came over and started training with him. A student came over, because he was like, I just kept thinking, if they're going to talk that much trash about you, you must actually be good.
I mean, I love that.
Right? I hate when people talk trash. It does hurt my feelings, but also it makes me feel sad for them. They don't get to have the beautiful community that we have. They could if they believed in the rising tide, but instead they're trying to sink ships, and that's just not the community I want.
Off our soapbox a little bit, but that was a lesson in reframing, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
And just doing better. I mean, I guess clicks are good in a sense of like building your thing, but they're sad in the sense of building the general community, and it's a shame.
Yeah. I think if we all just focused more on the community inside our gym, as well as building others around you up rather than tearing each other down. But if people are using their own marketing against you, just turn those things into a positive. That gives you things to talk about and gives you ideas of what your marketing can be. Also, if you just like sat down and made a list of reasons you think people wouldn't come train with you, whether they already do jiu-jitsu or whatever, and try to figure out how you can turn that into a positive. Maybe people wouldn't come train with you because they feel like they have to get in shape first. So then in your marketing, talk about how people can start at any level and you get in better shape through jiu-jitsu. Things like that. So it doesn't have to be other people talking trash about you and you using that. It can be all of the objections that people might have and turning those into a positive.
Excellent. Okay, that wraps it up for this week, yeah?
I think so. Okay, I got it.
Okay, do we have a content corner piece for this week?
Okay, I haven't done this yet, but this is like a viral thing that I think would be really fun and to try and do. And that's where it's like you're starting out, you're like sitting down as if you're about to be interviewed for a documentary. Have you seen those videos?
No.
I think they're really cute. So like you sit down, you adjust the mic, whatever, and you're like, to look at this camera, and you're just like acting like you're going to be interviewed for a documentary about any part of jiu-jitsu. You can make it funny and be like, you got smashed by the big dude in class, or the 110-pound teenager personally victimized you by spinning in circles around you, or whatever. So just, it's a fun little thing. Look them up. I think that would be a good, fun piece of content.
Cute. Love it. Subscribe to the Substack. We post on it sometimes.
Yeah, on occasion.
And
it's free, so what complaints can you have?
Yeah, what complaints could you have? Just not enough AJ.
Yes.
So that wraps things up. I don't think that we know what we always say.
I've got an idea. It's, if you build it,
learn how to market it,
create a good product,
grow a community.
Yeah, maybe.
You have to get referrals in some way.
Definitely get referrals. Grow a community. They will come. Now get out there and get it done. We believe in you.
We didn't know it.
It's close.
We got most of the pieces.
Did we turn the mic on?
Oh my god, I hope so.